Hi, y'all. If you didn't know, I wrote a book that I'm gonna keep here during this longer than normal video. And I'm gonna do a video today. If I look down, I have notes on who, what, where, when, and why of my book. So that you guys can learn a little bit about it, why I wrote it, who I am, who I wrote the book for, all that good stuff. So, who am I? Danielle Waldera, team leader of Destination Home Group of Long and Foster. There's a lot more to me than that. I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, I am now a published author. I'm lots of things. I wear lots of hats. And who did I write this book for? The short answer is I wrote it for everyone. I really tried to be inclusive about who I was addressing in my book, which pronouns I was using in my book. It is naturally heavier on the real estate references because that's what I'm comfortable with, but I really tried to use a lot of other references. This book is great for realtors. It's great for people in MLMs, which is multi-level marketing groups. They're not sure what they want to do. It's great for moms. It's great for dads. It's great for people that are just stuck in a cubicle, not knowing where their next step is, where they want to go. So that's the who. The what is a book. The where you can get it. You can get it only on Amazon. This book is exclusively available through Amazon. There is an ebook on Kindle, and there is also a paperback copy that you can purchase. Pricing is super affordable. When did I write this book? I wrote it during COVID. So like most people, I had the COVID bug. I was in my feelings. I had a little bit more time on my hands. The kids were home. I was trying to do homeschooling. I was getting real stressed out. I just needed an avenue, really, of release. During that time, I had amped up my social media pretty rapidly because I knew that just through the natural course of this pandemic, a lot of people weren't going to do that, and a lot of people were going to focus their efforts elsewhere. So I took that opportunity to really amp up my business. During that time, a lot of people were coming to me and saying, how can I be a realtor? What should I do? You look so happy. You look so content. What are you doing? So this leads me into the why that I wrote this book. And I wrote this book because a lot of people, I think, thought they saw something that maybe wasn't exactly what they were thinking they were seeing. So just to clarify with you, everything you see on social media is real from me. It's real, it's in that moment, it's how I feel, it's what's going on in my life, it's what's going on in my business, but it's also exactly what I wanted you to see. There are things that I don't post. There are things that are too raw for me, too meaningful for me. I still lose contracts. I still lose clients. I have real shitty days. My kids drive me crazy. I have times where my husband and I are beefing hardcore. I go through all the same things everyone else goes through. Sometimes those things are a little bit too raw for me to put out into the world. So a lot of people were coming to me and saying, we want to do this. We want to create a life that looks like this life. So I said, you know what, I think I'm going to start writing down how this started, how I got into real estate, how I got into entrepreneurship, how I started this journey, what it really looks like, good, bad, and ugly, because there is good and bad and ugly in this business. And it is mostly good and it is mostly rewarding, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, to be perfectly honest. I found my thing. I'm totally blessed and lucky and passionate that I get to live this every single day. But I also built it, and I think that's the part that people were missing. I built this. They were missing the part of the building, and were only seeing kind of where I'm at now, which is not the end result at all. I have a long, long, long ass way to go, but they were kind of seeing me in my middle, happy mode of, I'm happy with where my business is at, I'm happy with where my life is at, where my family is at. I still have a lot of building and growing to go, but they missed that initial mode where I was in a bad space and I had lost my job. I had gotten fired, and that was a really dirty word to me. It was a bad time. I didn't tell anyone about it. I didn't talk about it publicly. I was embarrassed. there were a lot of things going on that led to this moment that I felt were important for people to know. I felt it was important for people to know that entrepreneurship is not something that you can put a bunch of money into and have overnight success. That you can wake up and just dream a dream and it all of a sudden comes through. It takes hard work, sacrifice, stamina, consistency, more sacrifice, some financial burden. It takes a lot to get to the place where you're finally happy with where you're at, which is truly where I'm at right now, even though I have a long way to go. So anyways, long story short, that's the who, what, where, when, and why of my book, Do the Thing. I am now a published author. I'm super proud of it. The book was written by me. There were no ghostwriters involved. It was a learning process. It was a labor of love. I did have an editor because I had never written a book before, so I had to have someone rearrange some things for me and tell me how to get things that were in here properly onto paper. But when you read this book, if you know me, you're going to hear me. And that's really special to my heart that people have been giving me that feedback. Like, girl, I hear you when I read this book. And that makes me happy because it is me. So I hope you all have a chance to pick up a copy. I'm going to post where you can get it on Amazon. I tried to make it super affordable. I hope you enjoy it. Give me your feedback and do your thing.